Hello and welcome to our new reading lesson, Old Yeller, Part 3. Of course, this is the story cover. We have discussed this before. So let's start reading page 30. Then after the Yeller dog came, the Yeller dog is Old Yeller, little Arliss started catching even bigger game. So game here means bigger animals. So the dog was helping little Arliss to catch more and bigger animals, which Travis didn't like at all. Like cottontail rabbits. What are cottontail rabbits? These kind of rabbits. And chaparral birds. The chaparral birds are the roadrunners. And a baby possum. The opossum is this animal. It's a possum or opossum that sulked and lay like dead for the first several hours until he finally decided that Arliss wasn't going to hurt him. What is the meaning of sulked? Means to be silent and annoyed. These possum animals has a certain kind of camouflage or a trick they do to their predators, or when they are afraid they pretend to be dead. So this opossum or possum acted as if it was dead for several hours until it was positive that Arliss won't hurt him. Of course, it was Old Yeller that was doing the catching. Okay, of course, these big animals are very hard for little Arliss to catch. So it was Old Yeller who was catching them. He'd run the game down, run after. Run the game down means run after the animal. Run after the animal and turn it over to little Arliss. It's like a hunting dog. Then little Arliss would come in and tell Mama a big fib about how he caught it himself. So what do you think fib means? Now the dog was the one who was running after the animals and catching them and then return them to Arliss. But then Arliss will go to his mama and tell her a big fib that he was the one who was catching them. Yes, so fib means a lie. I watched them one day when they caught a blue catfish. Do you know the catfish? I'm gonna put this one in the picture in your book. This is a catfish. Caught a blue catfish out of Birdsong Creek. This is a branch in the Tennessee River. It's in the river, a part in the river. The fish had fed out into water so shallow that his top fin was sticking out. So the fish was already stuck in the mud because he was in the shallow water. So what is the meaning of shallow? Means of little depth, not deep. The opposite is shallow, deep. This is the opposite. About the time I saw it, Old Yeller and little Arliss did too. So already the fish was stuck in the mud and its fin was obvious because it was shallow water. They made a run. At it. The fish went scooting away, moving away, swimming away toward the deeper water. Only Yeller was too fast for him. Yeller was too fast and he caught the fish. He jumped means jumped on the fish and shut his big mouth down over it and went romping to the bank. So Old Yeller caught the fish in his teeth. Okay, so romping means playing roughly or moving roughly. Where he dropped it down on the grass and let it flop. So he caught the fish and took it to the bank, the river bank, the land beside the river, and let it Flub, yes, okay, so flub means drop it, okay. And here came little Arliss to fall on it, like I guess he'd been doing everything else. So he fall on the fish, caught it. The minute he got his hands on it, the fish finned him, and he went to crying. So finned here means the fish cut his little Arliss's hand with its fin. Okay. But he didn't turn the fish loose. He didn't leave it. He just grabbed it up. Grabbed means held. Grabbed it up and went running and squalling toward the house. What is the meaning of squalling? Means screaming. Okay. Where he gave the fish to Mama. His hands were all bloody because of the cut. His hand was cut with the fin of the fish. His hand was bloody, full of blood by then, where the fish had finned him. See, finned him means cut with its fin. They swelled up. The cut swelled. His hand swelled, means became bigger in size, and got mighty sore. Sore means painful. Not even mesquite thorn hurts as bad as a sharp fin. So what is the mesquite? Means this kind of thorny shrubs or thorny little trees. Okay. As bad as a sharp fish fin when it's run deep into your hand. Page 31. But as soon as Mama had wrapped his hands, so Mama brought a bandage and she wrapped his hand, and she put something that is homemade mixture. What was this mixture? This mixture in a poultice of mashed up prickly pear root. Okay, people in the past used to make mixture from the plants and to put them on the wounds and take them as medicine. So what is the prickly pear? Okay, this is the prickly pear. Okay, but she brought the root of this plant and then mashed it, made it like squashed. Okay, and the poultice it's like this green stuff on this man's hand. Okay, this is the mixture. She like something like this. She put it on the wound on Arliss's hand and wrapped it. Why? Look here. To draw out the poison. Little Arliss forgot all about his hurt. Didn't hurt him anymore. And that night, when we ate the fish for supper, so their mom cooked the fish for supper, he told the biggest Windy. So what's the meaning of Windy? Let's read and guess the meaning. He told the biggest Windy I ever heard about how he'd dived way down into a deep hole under the rocks and dragged that fish out and nearly got drowned before he could swim to the bank with it. So little Arliss is telling brave stories about how he caught the fish and that he dived under the water and he dragged the fish out from under the rocks and he swam out and he almost died drowning. So what's all this? This is a Windy. What is the Windy? It's almost a lie. Expressed in many impressive words, but mean little. Many words that he is a hero and he did this and that, but actually he didn't even catch the fish. It was the dog who caught the fish. So Windy means a lie. Okay, page 31. This is the same page. But when I tried, now who is talking here? Who is I? view is the point of view. What is the point of view here? This is Travis, the 14-year-old boy. But when I tried to tell Mama that what really happened, because Travis saw everything, she wouldn't let me. She didn't allow me. Now, this is Arliss's story, she said. You let him tell it the way he wants to. I told Mama then. I said, Mama, that old yeller dog is going to make the biggest liar in Texas out of little Arliss. So what does this mean? He means that because of the dog, little Arliss learned to lie. But actually Arliss is 5 years old. Maybe he doesn't differentiate between his imagination and what really happened. So maybe he doesn't really mean to lie. He's imagining. So his mama won't let Travis call his brother a liar. Okay. But Mama just laughed at me, like she always laughed at little Arliss's big lies, after she'd gotten off where he couldn't hear her. Okay, so after she listens to Arliss, she starts laughing, but not in front of him. She said for me, and she said for me, okay. She said for me to let little Arliss alone. She said that if he ever told a bigger whooper than the ones I used to tell, she had yet to hear it. So what is the meaning of whopper? Means also a lie. Okay. Well, I hushed then. So, what is the meaning of hushed? Means keep quiet and still. If Mama wanted little Arliss to grow up to be the biggest liar in Texas, I guess it wasn't any of my business. What do you think about Travis now? Travis is very harsh on his brother, while the mother is understanding that he is still very little to understand the difference between telling the lie and just telling stories from his imagination. Okay, thank you for now, and we're going to continue reading. Please read in your book, and if you have any questions, just post them in the discussion room. Thank you.